Yeah. And so maybe there's not any idea of truth for Nietzsche, but you could say there's a horizon. There is something to strive for, right? So at least that's the way I see Nietzsche. Okay, he may see him differently. Um, Now here's the important part here: D, E, and F, right? So what was missing in the discussion boards, not with everyone, but with a fair amount of people, was taking a stance. There was a lot of sort of description going on and pointing out what Nietzsche said, but people really weren't taking a side. They weren't either trying to grow Nietzsche's idea or disagree with them, right? And so that's what we want to get into. That's where it gets fun, when you get generative and critical like that. So, what you want to be doing is like, okay, once you see Nietzsche's arguments, like, okay, and understand it, right, which is what you did with the first reading there, and you know where it is, you know where the evidence is that you can point to, well, do you agree with this or not? I mean, he's making some very, very bold claims here against, basically things that we grow up with, that are the foundations of our Western culture, whether it's family, religion, education, culture at large, science, history, right? I mean, he's basically, turning all that upside down. So it's very hard not to have an opinion about Nietzsche. I mean, that's what he's all about. That's why he writes the way he does, right? In this very sort of hyperbolic way. He really wants to get under your skin, really wants you to sort of get up and have an argument. And, if you really believe in these foundations of Western culture, then you should be able to, argue for them, right? And so he's really picking a fight in a lot of ways, right? To get us to think. Okay, so do you agree with his argument? If you don't, if you do, then you want to extend his argument. You want to try to grow his ideas. Just don't say I agree, and that's that. If you disagree, same thing. You want to, what is your disagreement? Where is your argument? I mean, he makes, even though he's, outlandish and hyperbolic in his arguments, right? He's very learned. He's taking on, all these sort of institutions, and he is making, deep down, when you get underneath what he's saying, he's making very, hardcore and rigorous arguments. So you just can't disagree with him. You have to show how you disagree with his argument.